Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron, I saw this on eBay and I was like, okay, I budget myself a few dollars every month to purchase Bibles, and I'm like, this was not in the budget, but I think I'm going to go ahead and get this. You will see why when we open it. I am so grateful for people that are doing this. Now, I think this Bible, and they sent me a free Bible with it. I don't know if they'd send you a free Bible with it too. You know what I'm saying? But it just, I read the little thing. It just said we decided to send a free Bible out with this as well. If you would do a review on some website, so I don't think they knew about the YouTube channel. So I'm probably not going to do a review on that website just because I don't do that. So this is Gateway International Publishing St. Louis Study Bible, the King James paralleled with the Erasmus 1522 edition. Those of you that know the Textus Receptus, you know that Erasmus, Desiderius or Erasmus of Rotterdam, considered to be the last man who knew everything there was to know as far as available knowledge, did 5 editions of the Greek New Testament. So this is copyright 2010 by Daniel McCrillis. And so here's how it's going to be set up. It looks like it's going to be keyed to Strong's, has the Gothic type, but a readable Gothic type. A lot of people, you know, this gets people, like somebody will have a reproduction of the 1611 and they'll have it something like this, when the 1611 Bible was really 30 pounds. You know what I'm saying? It was a massive pulpit Bible. And then, because it was in Gothic type, done something like this, you can't read it. So people are like, you can't read the 1611 King James. Well, you can. It's just English. That's all it is. Very few readable differences. But this is very readable. I'll show you what I mean. The Erasmus Greek text, the 1522. So I'm wondering, is the 1522, is that his third edition? He did 15, 16, 15, 19. Not sure, 15. A lot of people think the 1522 was the most accurate edition. I do know that. So this is going to, you're going to be able, just in one-stop shop, without your Accordance Bible software or BibleWorks program, to see what are the differences to in the 1611 King James and the Erasmus 1522. Now, it's called Acrostic just because he has some inserted like chapter headings, and in like a R, removed fever, illnesses; H, healed servant, centurion servant; C, constraining leper, healed, that type thing. Key verse. So let's take a look here. So obviously it's not red letter or anything like that. Red letter didn't come around until 1898 with Louis Klopsch, with some help from T. DeWitt Talmage, which, if you don't know who T. DeWitt Talmage is, you owe it to yourself to know who T. DeWitt Talmage is. One of the great preachers of the 19th century. Wrote in over 300 newspapers across America. Just an incredible person. And what a writer he was. Has decorative head and tail bands. Absolutely gorgeously done. And I want to say this is like $16.99, which is almost unbelievable. So we'll just show you some things here. Early paths of the eternal spirit, real healing at the gate, beautiful. Now, this is a rather large Bible. It's not something like I'd say take to church. And it says volume 5. So I'm wondering what the other 4 volumes are. I just don't know what the other 4 volumes are. Wish I did, wish I could tell you, but I don't know. Now let's see if it's got some stuff at the back, anything that it's going to share with us in the back. No, Not a thing. So it's 774 pages. You know, a lot of people think that Erasmus back translated from the Latin Vulgate in like 5 verses in Revelation 22. Now, Thomas Holland, to me, has done a tremendous job showing that is not true in his book, Crowned with Glory. You may want to look at that. So much of the stuff I found with textual criticism that's just popular belief, like Tischendorf and Sinaiticus, once you study it, it's found to be not true. So the older I get, I'm 53, I question established narratives now quite a bit. Like if I read an article in, let's say, the New York Times or the Washington Post, or see something, I tend to dig behind there and say, what is this leaving out? Is this what's telling me? Is this the truth? In all of that. And so, you know, it's a good thing to question official narratives. What was there's old saying, question everything? Well, there is some validation to that. They've been said that one way you can limit intellectual expansion is to limit the parameters of intellectual discussion, but allow vigorous discussion within those parameters. Well, sometimes you just have to think outside the box. You know what I'm saying? I'm very grateful that some of the people who have done modern technology thought outside the box. I mean, they're totally, like the fact that I can look on my phone and FaceTime somebody in France in real time, I'm like, I don't know how. And it's so commonplace that we tend to think these amazing impossibilities are just to be expected. But they're really not. So I'm glad like people have thought out of the box. And that's the way it is with Christianity. When you begin to look at what real Christianity is, you begin to see it's the apostolic faith. And many real theologians, non-sectarian theologians, have come to that conclusion as well. So getting back to this, the Parallel New Testament by Erasmus in the King James. Let's see if it says something else in the front here. It just doesn't. Wish it had a little bit more on the, you know, is this the 1611? Is this the 1769 King James? On and so forth. But it's a great deal, and it's something to add to your study on biblical understanding. So God bless you. I'll talk with you later in Jesus' name.